everyone, and welcome. Welcome to the WhotKnot studio. I don't often introduce myself, but my name is Kathy. I am a disabled maker after a car accident in 2007, and I like to do all sorts of crafty things. Right now I'm into the junk journaling. Like it or not, that's what I'm into. So I've just finished this journal, which I've been working on a little bit with you guys, and I thought I would give you a flip through. So as you can see, the cover is all finished. I've embellished it with lace. I made this tassel just this morning. So that's got some nice little bits and pieces on it. And I just stuck that up the top there with a little pin. Just another little cluster of bits. Got a few little buttons on it that I've taken the backs off and glued them on. I've got a piece of calico tied around the centre, and I've just done some random floral stamping on it. And a little sari silk bow there. I've put on a little bit of, this is vintage lace. I was hoarding it and I've used a bit of it. But it's used now, it's on, it's done, and the back of it is I've wrapped this vintage lace right around, just the bottom half, because I still wanted to be able to see the wallpaper. Since it is a wallpaper journal, I wanted to see the wallpaper, and just down the bottom here I've stuck a little bit of vintage lace that I've tea stained, and I've got my little handmade bronze logo on it there. So that's that. And as you can see, I've changed my background here a little bit. I've put down a piece of fabric because I had this down on my normal table and I felt like it was getting lost. It was kind of washed out. So I hope that this shows up a little bit better. But as you can see, it turned out pretty chunky. And show you the top view. I mean, it's still, I think, still doable. Like, you could still slip that into a small compartment, but yeah, it's a little bit chunkier. So let's have a look inside. Get my calico off there. Just make sure I've got it all in screen. It's very long. It's hard to get it in all in the screen. So come to the first page, and I've got a double pocket that flips across that way. So there's one at the back and one at the front. I've put some vintage document in there. I've made a little, just a little spot that you can stick some papers there if you want to. And that's got a little bit of machine sewing and things like that on it. There's some other little bits tucked in there. I've made a little seed packet. It's all sealed up. I won't open it because it's got some hidden little treasures in it. So that. Got some of my paint swatches. Just flipping over to the next page here. I've created a pocket. That's got a little mini little journaling spot in there with some nice papers and things like that. Plenty of places to write some little notes and things. And there's like a little tab there on the side. Piece of vintage paper. Decorated that page. Again, a few more of the paint swatches just here. I don't think I can, I'll just try and zoom in a little bit closer for you. And on this side, we've just got a little pin that's holding a little tuck there, and that's got a piece of vintage dictionary page and some papers there for journaling and a tag. So you can move those around in the journal wherever you like. And I've just filled that side with the same sort of thing. Then this is a little flip, and when you open it up, there's some hidden butterflies and a little spot for journaling there. Flipping over to the next page, we've got a double flip here. Just move this across so it's all in screen for you. Double flip, and I've got a little pocket here that's got some vintage recipes from a vintage cookbook that I recently purchased, and a postcard, and a little piece of paper that I've stamped on. So that's all tucked in there. And then we've got a little bit of vintage lace down the bottom there. And I've sewn around some of the edges, and you've got some beautiful lace along the trim there. Then this is a double pocket here, so there's a pocket up the top there with a few bits in it. Just a few little pieces just tucked in there. And I've done a little bit of collaging on the centre section there. And I've got another pocket down the bottom here with a few bits in. And this beautiful rose, which was given to me by a friend, and I think it suits that spot perfectly. Got a little piece of beautiful cream coloured fabric with a lovely bird, and that's removable if somebody wants to use it. I've got a little tuck spot in the bottom of this one, and this is a sample printable which I have printed onto baking paper that I've aged myself. So I mean, it's not real, but it looks pretty real. I've folded it all up, and I won't open it because, yeah, it's hard to get it back together again. But so I've got that stuck in there. Piece of vintage dictionary page. Another little tuck spot there, and that's got a little envelope that I've made, and that's got a few little goodies in it. And these are the photo. It's a sticker, and I've made it into a vintage photograph on that one. So that's that. And another little tuck spot here with a piece of vintage receipt paper and some of my avocado dyed lace doily there. And I've decorated that page, and there is, just in the back there is a secret little tuck spot with this piece on it, and it's just got some vintage pages in it and spots to journal, and that's the back page of a vintage book there. I love that colour. So that's just tucked in the secret compartment there. Put that back in. And I've got a piece of vintage lace here, clipped in with a nice little vintage bulldog clip, and a piece of stationery paper, and that's just a little spot that I've made for journaling with a little bit of stamping on it. And this page opens up. It's really beautiful paper with some lovely filigree in a pale grey on the back of it there. So I've just got that stuck in that little spot. And on this page I've done some punch out, and I've made that into a little lace edge. You've got, this is a little flip that I made from an envelope, and that is the envelope window there, which you can see the little birds, and it's got a little secret tuck in the side there, and I've made a little spot for journaling right there. I've also done some machine embroidery around the edge of a lot of these pages. That's the centre page, which I just thought was beautiful on its own. I didn't want to do anything to that. I just thought it was a nice, it's got a little bit of the stitching around the edge, but yeah, I didn't want to do anything else to that page. And I've done some ribbon ruffles and a bit more of the punching to get this nice edge. And in this spot here, this is where I did the flip with you guys. I actually changed it up a bit. So this piece of paper here is a piece of vintage motel paper, their letterhead. So yeah, I've got that stuck there. And instead of it opening the way that I originally had it, I've got it so it pulls out like so. Let me just move this across so that you can see it. So you get that full collage section that I did with you guys a couple of, I think it was last week. And then that folds back in. And you can flip that over there like so. You've still got a spot there if you wanted to do some journaling as well. So that's another spot. And the next page, this is a little flip that I've made. I saw Lindsay had one of these and I thought I might make that. And it's made out of an envelope. And as you can see, there's a lady behind it there. But this is actually like a bookmark. So you can take this off and use it on whatever page you like. And so what I've done is I've also put some ladies there so that when you take it off your book and you want to put it somewhere else, you've got the vintage ladies on the inside there. And there's another one on the back. So as I see, you can slide that over the top of any page that you like. But I've put it on that page because I've specifically lined up that lady so she's peeking through the window there. A little bit more of my paint swatching going on there. That's the other side of the vintage dictionary page. Another little tuck spot with some goodies in there and a tiny little bulldog clip. And the back of that tuck spot. And here we've got what I was saying to you guys that I wanted to use this envelope, but it was upside down. And as you can see, it's up the right way. And what I ended up doing was hinging it in. So I've made a hinge there so that it can still be opened up. And there's a few little goodies hiding in there. And yeah, so that worked out well in the end. And I could use that one, which is what I wanted to use. And I've put that little piece of a fabric cluster there because I thought that those two pinks really looked nice together, and that kind of matches her dress as well. So that was that spot. That's another page there. That's a leaf, the skeleton of a leaf, and it looks really pretty. It's got a very pale pink colour to it. And here's another little flip out section. So that's the image that's on the inside there. And there is also another hidden pocket here, which I've got a few goodies in. There's a little tab spot. There's a hidden little journal, and it's got some vintage receipts and checks and things like that in it. So that's the back of that page. Done a little bit of stamping, a little bit more lace work there. Another bit of vintage book page. Sewn a few bits on there, another little piece of lace. And then that's the last page. That's the back of the journal. And that is a tuck spot too. You could put something in there if you wanted to, but I didn't want to cover up that little girl there. And I've put that beautiful sticker there too. I think that matches in well. And that's the back of the journal. And that's the end of it. So that's my first wallpaper journal finished. I've got another one on the go, and this one is all done. And I am really happy with how it turned out. So, yep, there we go. All finished. So thanks for watching, and I hope you're all doing well, and I hope you're enjoying your crafty time. Okay, thanks guys. I'll see you on the next video. Bye.